3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
Oh, let's get ready to suck it!
Welcome to your doom.
Snack bar, Lambeau Field. I was scalded by the cheese of a flaming hot nacho.
You play to win the game.
He starts to come and then he pulls out.
It's from a slice of gabagool.
Finish him!
Oh, this hard goddamn work being this good.
Welcome back to another episode of the Dudecast with your two favorite dudes. I'm Dom. He's Marc.
That's right.
And yes, ladies and gentlemen, we
back.
are back in full force.
Yeah. We
I'm
got
back now too.
Yeah, back bitches from Florida. Play some like entrance music for junk. But episode 33 right here on the Chop Sports Network, Chops Media Network, still on the Premier Streaming Podcast Network.
There you go.
But no longer on the Premier Streaming Video Network. We're at the Chop Studios in Madawan, Jersey.
How you doing?
We got Dave behind the big brick fuzzy wall. And then we have Junk back in the building from Florida.
First lady, so wavy, lady of the Burgess, it's the bird lady.
How are you?
Florida girl,
Okay.
back in the
No.
building.
Vacation again, the bird lady returns.
Yes, vacation every chance that I get.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, we don't really, but you go on a good amount of vacations.
Oh, I love to travel. I can't stay. I can't stay here. I get too bored.
It's
Get
true.
me out.
It's true. But how was Florida?
Florida was cool. I did Halloween Horror Nights
Ooh.
Nice.
in Universal.
Which ones did you do?
We did all 10 of
Okay.
the houses, and let me tell you that
Let me tell you something, brother.
I recommend getting that express pass, man. If we
Yeah.
didn't have the express pass,
You
we
would have
wouldn't
to
have
wait
been
in
able.
lines.
Got it.
It would have been shitty.
We wouldn't. I mean, it opens at like 6 until 2 in the morning, and we think we were done at like 1:30 with the express pass.
Wow.
Get that express pass.
Wow.
It's an extra $200, but it's worth it.
Fuck it.
But it was funny.
Yeah.
I think like my highlight was Riley.
yeah.
Riley is basically my other little niece. She is my friend's 13-year-old daughter, and she
She's
never
a
did.
trip.
Oh,
too,
she
by
is
the
so
way.
funny.
Yeah.
She never did haunted houses before.
Really?
Right, this was her first.
I find that
go.
hard to
Me
believe.
too.
I know, right?
Wow.
Because
Yeah.
she's like the baddest biatch.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the first 2 that we did, I was crying. Like she was like holding on to me, screaming, and I'm watching the workers, and they're like pointing at her, like
That one's going to fucking react.
they could tell that she was scared.
Yeah.
They were telling the people
Nice.
like come after her. But after a while, she got immune to it.
Of
So by the
course.
end, someone
Too
would
cool.
pop out at her,
And
and she'd
she's
be like,
fucking
"Get
with
the
them,
fuck
yeah.
out of my face!"
Yeah.
And she'd start like raising up her fist
Yeah.
like she was gonna swing at
Yeah.
him. And we're like, "Riley, you can't hit the workers. Like, chill out."
So yeah, she'd definitely get pissed after the first. Like, okay, now fuck this.
Or there's these like areas called scare zones where you walk through, and it's like people
They could just
dressed
jump out
up.
at all
yeah,
times.
that like people with chainsaws or people
Cool.
like that look like vampires, and like same thing. This like biker guy like got in her face, and she was like, "Back up."
I'll tell you one thing though. Like, I never did the Florida shit,
Yeah.
like the haunted nights thing.
Good time.
But like, let me tell you, like just enjoying haunted houses and shit like that, and like just going to all different types of haunted houses. The big like budget shit like that, like Six Flags does, it's pretty fucking cool actually.
And Six Flags has 13 houses.
Dude,
so
I
that's
remember
even
when I went
more.
to the Six Flags for the first time, they did the haunted show. I'm like, this is a production. Like, this is big deal
I've
shit.
never been.
No,
Bro,
they put a
it's
lot
cool.
into it.
Like when you assume it's like, oh, it's probably some family shit,
Yeah.
some like stupid shit.
That's what I was
But no,
assuming.
it was fucking. There was like some shit that I was like, this is fucking
You appreciate the
scary,
craft,
dude.
right?
Like,
Yeah.
like,
They
I'm like,
had
that
a-
looks fucking sick.
They had a Chucky house, an Exorcist house.
Like, it's cool.
They had Stranger Things. They had just like, made up backstory ones. Like there was all different.
Yeah.
What was your
Last of Us.
favorite?
My favorite was probably the first one that we did, and it really wasn't based on.
Oh, really?
anything.
Okay.
It was just like
Like a
a
basic-
made up one. And
Was it like haunted style or like was it like crazy serial killer style?
it was like
Paranormal.
Blood Moon
Okay.
style, like haunted. It wasn't a serial killer one.
Hmm.
Then there was like a Yeti one that was pretty scary. Some of them were dumb.
Uh-huh.
Like the Chucky one wasn't, I wanted it to be better than it actually was. The Exorcist one could have been better.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a bummer because you would think Exorcist.
Yeah.
Super iconic.
Oh,
they
yeah.
put a lot of work into
Yeah.
that. And you would think like the effects they could do with it, having the person in the bed with the spew coming out and
Or whatever they do. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and they weren't like
Make it real
I don't
creepy.
even know if I screamed once. Like I
Oh.
don't get
Yeah.
scared.
Yeah.
Like I was in the front, I was in the middle, I was never in the back. Maybe I should have like hopped in the back of the line or something. But I was like listening to everybody else screaming. I would turn the corners like.
I haven't been to one in
a minute.
million years,
Yeah.
dude. I
Like
am
I
off my
love
game.
I love a good one, but like I said, I haven't been one in like probably 2 years solid.
Oh, I think it's more than that for me. Because you got to think no one was going during COVID.
Yeah, that was 2 years
That
ago.
was 2 years ago. You probably could put another 2 years on top of
Yeah.
that, bro. It's,
Shit.
yeah. Like, honestly, if I think about it, this can't be. It cannot be.
Because you feel like you would have brought at least like Sophia to one or something like
You
that
would
at this
think.
point. Yeah.
But it might be the first time I met Brooke.
It might have been.
That might have been the last actual
No,
true
serious?
No, there's no
Halloween
way.
walk through haunted house thing that I attended, dude. Seriously.
I don't think so. I think we did one after that, like a year or two after that.
I hope so.
I remember doing
God
something
damn.
in Pennsylvania with like cat.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
remember getting hot chocolate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
don't know
we're
if
getting
that
hot
was bef-
chocolate. Yeah.
I don't know
That
if
was
that
a.
might have been before Brooke.
No, because I remember her being there.
You sure?
Yeah.
Maybe. Anyways,
Yeah.
all I know is that I miss doing that
Yeah.
shit. Okay, so no, I take it back. I did the Halloween Horror Nights with Brooke when we went to Florida to visit her aunt.
Oh, okay.
So that was my first time doing that.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was probably, the last type of haunted house shit I ever attended, man.
But do you remember? Was it similar to the same kind of one she went through with the houses and stuff?
Yeah, so there was like themed
So you've been
ones.
to like a bigger budget one a little bit.
have,
So,
yeah.
Okay.
I've never been to Fright Fest though.
Six
Me neither.
Flags is
Yeah.
awesome, bro. Like I did the fucking their hayride or whatever. Like they put a lot of shit, and that shit was crazy. I was like, "There's fire. Looks nuts. Like this is a budget. Like this is cool." And like they have people walk around the whole park scaring you too. So like they turn the whole fountain in the front blood red. This looks cool.
I recommend if you go to Magic Kingdom to do the new Tron ride because that was
Tron.
awesome.
Okay.
That was so fucking
Behold.
cool.
I'm not a Tron guy. I know nothing about
I know
Tron.
nothing about it,
It's all right.
But
but the ride was fun as shit.
I get that because I did Harry Potter, like the Harry Potter ride, which I know absolutely nothing. I know nothing about Harry Potter.
Yeah, that was fun.
And the ride was cool.
Yeah,
So
I did one.
nice. You all right there, bud? You
joking.
need some water? Hands up.
That's what. Yeah.
Hands up.
Wrong pipe.
Like I'm choking.
Wrong pipe. Wrong
I'm
pipe.
raw. Yeah. Wrong pipe.
Right there, fella.
Yeah.
All right, breathe, brother.
I literally was sitting there. I was like, "Oh God, this went down the wrong pipe. I'm gonna die."
Well,
Oh, my
Mark's
God.
dying.
Yeah,
What do
but
we
also,
got going on today?
We also have Nikki in the studio. If you hear
Hi,
any
Nikki.
extra chatter in the
Live
background,
audience.
Yay!
she's a good friend of the show. Was a dude at the Dudecast live event.
Yes.
Always my favorite dude.
And hopefully we have some more of those events.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was all right.
That was a good time.
I had a good old time.
Um,
I actually liked that main event on that night a lot.
hell yeah. So we do have a lot on the docket, a lot of spooky stuff.
Yeah,
but
it's
before
Halloween.
we
Today
get
is-
into that,
The day before Friday the 13th.
shenanigans in the news, man. Saw this one on Barstool. Wanted to get, we got guys here, we got girls here, so it'd be good to get feedback on both sides. But did you see the story about this teacher who lost her job after, I guess, like her students or parents discovered her OnlyFans account?
I didn't really see it, but it doesn't surprise me. There's so much shit. Like, you remember, like, McGinnis School and Perth Amboy? Those teachers were, like, fucking the students.
What school?
McGinnis School and Perth Amboy.
My mom worked there at one moment in time, and she
Yeah.
was not fucking her.
I didn't say
students.
she was. But I know Macho and them all went there, and they all talked about it all the fucking time.
All right, sure they did. So headline: the teacher who lost her job when students found her OnlyFans says she was driven to do it by crushing student loan debt. I mean, good story to put together, or you think that was
Teachers-
really the reason why she did it?
Teachers make shit.
Yeah.
Really. I mean,
I don't know. Some
know
teachers
for
make
a fact.
some
I've been
teachers
there.
make some money.
You have to have like a master's degree. You have to have been working for a long time. And I don't even know, like, I think you can end up making like 90 something with a master's degree
Yeah.
being a regular teacher.
And that's after how long?
Around this, after like,
That's probably like,
25, 30
Yeah, that's
years.
probably long. Yeah,
You
that's
know,
the
but like
problem.
you have to like do something beyond just being a teacher.
Yeah.
Be a supervisor, be, you know, like something else, you know, then you'll make more money. But teachers, there's and where is this even, like, what state was this in? Because some states pay
Missouri.
like, and you know Missouri pays shit.
Yeah, they
You know
probably
they
pay
pay
dog shit.
You know, like
Probably
this poor-
$8 an hour, you bitch.
I know.
Oh, that sucks.
Like Missouri
Student
probably,
loan debt combined with other mounting bills drove the high school English teacher to make a financially driven decision.
Let her
Quit the
fucking do what she
classroom
wants.
and keep her off hours OnlyFans gig after
Yeah.
school. Fucking.
That's what I'm saying.
fired
Like,
her or whatever,
I guess
or
that,
pushed her out.
I guess, like, you know, you're a teacher, whatever. Like, maybe you shouldn't do that, but
But here you go.
fuck it. Who cares? It's your life. I feel
Guess
like
how much she was
jobs
making?
shouldn't fucking.
Guess you. I mean, you would probably
I
know.
would say 42.
I was gonna say probably 45.
I don't know.
42.
42.
$42,000.
Yeah,
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
40, you know, you can't. Maybe in Missouri. I don't
maybe
know.
in Missouri, but doubtful. That's like around the whole country.
I
You
mean,
fuck
I get
now.
that, like, you're a teacher, you represent the school,
Yeah.
you have to be mindful of what you do
Yeah.
in your off time because of your job, but also, like,
I don't think
how
jobs
did
should
they-
fucking snoop. I don't think jobs should really have much say in what the fuck I do outside of a job. I've always thought that way. Like, if my job can't respect what I do in my free time, I don't
Dude,
know.
as long as you're not a
I don't want
Nazi,
to work there.
part of the KKK, or like a serial killer,
Yeah.
or
And I
a
wanna know
rapist.
who found
like,
that
I really don't
OnlyFans.
care what
Yeah, I don't give a
you know.
fuck
As long
what
as you're
you
not
do.
harming other people
Yeah.
or doing anything like that.
As a matter of fact, you're making some bread, having a good time. If anything, maybe she's like, that's what she's
like,
you know,
if
like,
the person who found it has
that's like
such an
shaming. I
issue
mean, she
with
might be something she's
OnlyFans,
into. You
they
know.
shouldn't have been looking at it to begin with.
Yeah.
However, I will play devil's advocate here because I think it's worthy to do so.
Yeah, because she is a teacher and she teaches children. I
It's
get it.
obviously a distraction.
Yeah.
I mean, there
Maybe
is-
I'd go by an alias. Do an alias, right?
I mean,
Because
she
if you go by an
probably
alias,
did.
yeah.
But if you're like, you're gonna see that picture. And be
Yeah,
like,
I know.
Oh shit, that's Miss.
Yeah,
I know.
Whatever, you know.
But if
like,
she goes by an alias, maybe she could like get out of like any type of. It's like, well, I didn't put
And-
my name out there. You can't look for me. You
and
know.
a lot of times too, what like these OnlyFans people do is like they have Twitter accounts and TikTok accounts where like they market themselves and then push people to the OnlyFans. So like I don't know if she did that or not, but you know, maybe she popped up on someone's algorithm or some like a student and they're like,
Yeah.
holy, like you said,
student,
oh,
that's
that's Miss
crazy.
blah blah blah. Like, wow.
That's not Miss Mary Jane Rottencrotch.
I mean, was there any teachers in our lifetime that you would hope had a
Miss
OnlyFans?
S. Miss S. Easy. Middle school math.
Springer.
No, middle school math.
I know
she was
teachers
real
in
hot.
High school, like 2 teachers I could think of off the top.
I wish
of my
I knew
head.
her real. I
Maybe
know what
3
Miss S is
that
like.
were
I
like
remember.
messing around with students.
Yeah.
When I was a senior in high school.
Interesting, because I'll tell you what.
I'll look in the yearbook.
I don't think teachers look like they do now when we were in school.
No, but I'm telling you, Miss S did.
Yeah, maybe
She was
there's
like
an anomaly.
young. She was
there's
young.
an anomaly
she was,
here and
dude,
there.
she was fresh out of
Yeah.
fucking college. Like, it was her first or second year teaching.
Mhm.
Like, that's what it was. She was so hot. But like I said, she was young. I
Yeah.
felt like she was like she looked like she was like 20.
So you were talking about earnings, right? Our, $42,000 a year. So apparently Missouri ranks 47th in the nation for average teacher salaries and is dead last for average teacher starting salaries. So, I mean, if she's making 42 and
Yeah.
that's not her starting salary, I mean, that's pretty that's tough, man. You got to do
terrible.
something.
Yeah.
You got to do something. So now, my question is, you're on the school board or you're the principal or whatever. What are you doing? Like, what's your decision?
Personally, like I said, if you're talking to me, I'm just.
And she
No,
was in
I didn't
what
see
grade
nothing.
is this?
I didn't see
I
nothing.
think high school.
What murder? I didn't
be
see
honest-
nothing.
To be
She was the best teacher around.
She was the best teacher around. What pervert?
To be honest, I probably would say to her that she has to shut down her OnlyFans if she wants to keep her teaching job.
And maybe that was the ultimatum.
Yeah.
Like, I think, to be honest.
I don't know. Like I said, I feel like I'm just leaving everybody alone.
Yeah.
What murder? No,
But you
I don't.
have
I
to
didn't see
answer
nothing.
to a lot of other people.
Yeah,
I
you
know, it's true.
So,
Yeah.
But I think I would just say to them, if I was in that high of a position, I would have
I'm
been
sure
like,
she still does.
I would have been like, you know what? I'm letting people do what they fucking want to do. Like, if I'm getting that high of a position, I'm being a people person.
She has a
anyway.
husband who's apparently very supportive of the whole thing. I mean, why not?
Yeah, he's probably not. He's probably making
He probably takes her
$140,000 a year.
Probably,
Oh, sorry,
yeah.
sweetheart. I'm sorry you can't afford any of that.
All right, so I would take a different approach, potentially,
Oh.
right? Like if it wouldn't come under like backfire by the school board, this person, that. If I could just make the decision and just say, I don't care what anybody says, I would go to her and I would actually say, hey, do you want to teach a business class, or do you want to teach like a marketing class or something like that?
Do
Where
you know
can
how forward thinking that is? There's not one school in the world that's going to go, I'm going to teach them That's smart.
Of
Do you
course.
think they're going to do that? No, this is American
Well, I'm just
education.
saying-
I wonder if it would have been different if she worked at a college. Because it's
Perhaps.
like adults.
Perhaps.
that
Yeah.
you're-
Oh, yeah. If it was a college, I don't think it would be anybody's.
Yeah,
I don't think
it
anybody would
have been an
care.
issue if
You
it
know,
was
I think
college.
it would be interesting to learn kind of, and not necessarily from the content she's putting out, but the work behind
Yeah,
it.
no, I get it.
You
It's
know, how
smart.
to manage it, how
It's
to,
smart.
how to market yourself. Like there's a lot of business elements to that, to make yourself successful.
I think so.
How to
but-
market your OnlyFans. She should go be an adjunct professor at college.
Yeah,
and
that's
do
just that. Do that. I bet you that's way better than teaching a bunch of kids.
But I would give her that, some type of option where it's like, all right, okay, you could teach like an alternative class where like, I don't know if it would have to be approved by the student's
It
parents.
would have to be approved by like the school board. They
Of
just don't-
course,
they're
of
not gonna
course,
ban,
of
like-
course.
The whole curriculum. would
Yeah,
have to
they have to do a whole thing
be-
before
How
they
much
can
did
even.
she
That's
make a
like
month? 8,000.
Yeah.
So would you make an OnlyFans for if you were making $8,000 a month?
Would I make an?
Right now, if you were like, all right, I'm going to make an OnlyFans because I know for a fact I'm going to make $8,000 a month, would you do it? Nikki says no.
I don't think
No,
so.
you said done. Nikki says done. Nikki's
$8,000 a month.
$8,000 a month.
wait
Nikki's
on top of
doing
what
it.
I'm already doing, or just that?
No, like you're top of what you're already doing.
Oh yeah, $8
You're
grand a
gonna
month
make $8
extra.
grand you know you're gonna.
If I
make $8
know
grand
I'm
a
gonna
month.
make $8 grand a month, sure, but I'm not gonna make $8 grand a month. I'll be lucky if I made $8
But you have
a
to,
month
like,
if I
be
made a
posting
fucking
your, like, naked
OnlyFans.
ass for the world to see.
Well, yeah.
Well, that's
yeah.
sad, but yeah, but
So,
you're looking at look who you're talking to, posting this naked ass. You know what I'm saying?
There's a market for everything,
Yes,
Mark.
Yeah.
There really is.
There
Don't
is
worry.
very true, actually.
yeah.
I would do Feet Finder.
Yeah,
You can look at my
that's
feet.
the easiest. I'm telling you, you got to pay extra for dickhead.
Dom wants people to blow a load on his feet.
I'm
I
telling
didn't
you.
necessarily say I wanted that. I just don't mind if I'm getting paid.
Yeah, but now having her teach a smart class like that would be awesome. I just know that school boards don't give a fuck about us as kids, and they're not going to suggest something cool like that. They're going to be like, "Oh, we have to pay extra money for a fucking cool class that these kids are going to enjoy." Absolutely not. Put them back to Algebra 1.
It does go to, it goes to show. It's fucked up where teachers, where you think it's an important job, even though we did bash the
Yeah.
education system, whatever.
Well, the
but, like,
education system has nothing to do with teachers.
teachers
the
in general.
teachers that
They're so underpaid.
There's a
It's-
lot of
it's-
teachers that give a fuck.
yes. And they are so grossly underpaid.
Yeah, it
And
sucks.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, dude.
And
no,
it's
it's
them.
really ridiculous.
It's them.
because
It's
teachers
nurses.
Basically, like raise your children.
Yeah,
Like you're at work all day, and the teachers are with your kids.
It's like it's Halloween. We're gonna get spooky and dark.
More Halloween news, specifically the Halloween franchise news. And no, ladies and gentlemen, I am not talking about the Haddonfield project that I'm working on. Although 4 chapters, looking good, finally making some progress on it.
Is Chris working on that too? Right.
Oh yeah, no, he's the one that
I saw his
writing
Instagram.
it.
That's
Yeah.
like his writer Instagram.
Yeah, writes by night.
Yeah, I saw
He's
that.
got to start posting some stuff on
I
there.
was like, look at this guy. Good.
He's creeping around.
Yeah.
yeah.
I like it.
Um,
Respect it.
So I saw this. I'm like, oh my God. Did somebody fucking hear my podcast and they're going to steal my idea? That's, of course, the first thing I'm thinking. I'm like, I talked about this on the internet before. It's out there. But I don't think that is the case. I don't think that's the angle they're going. As you guys know, the angle or approach that I'm taking for it is going to take place right after Halloween 2 and lead all the way up to
The best one, by the way, Halloween 2.
your favorite.
The best one.
It's not the best
It's
one.
100%
Far from
the
best
fucking
one.
best one. It's the best one.
One's the best one. Come on.
2's the best.
But I will say 1 and 2 are almost an extension. It is an extension.
It is.
It's like one long.
But
movie,
like I feel like
basically.
2 was just done so like 1's legendary. 2, I feel like they just did it better. Like it was like they took 1 and they're like, we know what we're doing now. We're gonna make it kick more ass.
Deadline reports Miramax Television has signed like some deal. So Miramax is going to have the rights for a new Halloween series that's going to potentially launch a cinematic universe spanning through film and television.
Well, didn't A24 buy them,
Yes,
right?
I did see that. So Miramax and A24, was it that they were in the mix?
I don't know. I just know that I don't know if I like A24 being involved because I like some A24 movies, but some are not good.
Do we know what channel this TV series is going to be on?
No, we don't know. We don't know anything about it yet. No, I don't even know if there's.
You're not even sure they're not going with the same route that you were going with the anthology almost.
I mean, listen,
because they didn't release anything technically saying what
it would be a heartbreaker. Because I know.
Can you imagine?
So it's still your idea.
Can you imagine?
Let me tell you.
Because his idea is a good idea. It's an anthology style, but I feel like maybe they'll do something like Andy said, where it's like Loomis following Michael as maybe a child. Like,
I wonder what route they'll go with it.
Because, he was in that fucking hospital for a long fucking time. You could cover a lot of ground.
A lot of backstory.
Ton of backstory.
So it's saying, how Miramax and A24 were in the mix, but Deadline reported that Miramax landed the TV rights. So maybe Miramax has the TV rights, A24 has the movie rights.
Has the producer rights.
Yeah, who knows? I don't know exactly how that works.
I don't know how Hollywood contracts work.
But nonetheless, we're going to get more Halloween. So, I mean, listen, I guess that's good news.
I like Halloween.
I mean, it's always cool.
I mean, Michael Myers is, one of the best.
Legendary.
But, I mean, there's just been so many misses. And with the remakes over and over again, it dilutes it.
It does.
I mean, the last Halloween installment still is like the biggest piece of shit.
But you know what?
And kicking the balls.
You know what's
franchise,
fucking crazy though?
Almost even more than Season of the Witch.
I don't.
Sorry, Joe.
But you know what's crazy? If you go back and watch the first one that they put out of this new like the series, I actually really liked it. I liked it. I thought it was good.
What the last
three they put out. Remember the first one? I'm like, this is actually pretty cool.
But they just got worse and worse. That's the
Which
problem.
one had the intro that was filmed like
the first one?
The first one.
Aren't there like two that have nothing to do with the other ones or something?
That's the Rob Zombie ones.
Yeah.
Or you're referring to Season of the Witch in the original
That's just
series.
one.
That like bothers me that they like did something else and then went
back to my that's in the original series.
So the plan originally for Halloween, right, for the series, was that it was going to be an anthology series. So Michael Myers was just a character in Halloween 1.
Yeah.
Then the second one, they brought him back to finish the story or something.
Mm-hmm.
After that, Michael was supposed to be done, and that's why they introduced the Season of the Witch.
Yeah.
And then people were in an uproar because everyone wanted Michael, and all the money was in Michael. No one cared about anybody else.
Yeah.
So they went back to it, and that was it. Ever since then.
Yeah.
But there are the weirdos out there that are obsessed with
Season of the Witch,
Halloween 3, like Joey Blue.
I just love it.
Joey Blue.
But I will promise that I do want to revisit that movie because I think I could take it for what it is now and just kind of watch it in a different light. So maybe I'll do that. And another thing that kind of made me want to watch it again was what you showed me on TikTok today, which was what I thought was like a laser disc. A laser disc.
Whoa.
That went into some type of
fucking contraption.
What was that? That thing was cool.
So there's this guy on Instagram. His things like my vintage basement videos or something. He's always watching like older shit on like old TVs and all like older like VCRs and all type of vintage in like this wooden paneled basement like from the 1980s. Like it's great. It's fucking because like some of the electronics he has, he probably did. But like this guy busts out this fucking thing. It's like a CED. What was it called? A CED.
It looked like a CD, but bigger.
Radio disc. No, it wasn't a CD. It was like it looked
weird.
like a big ass floppy disc.
Yeah, it was a square.
Yeah.
Oh, my dad definitely had those.
Dude, he had an RCD whatever player. That thing, dude. So he plugs it into that, and you slide it and slide it out.
Yes.
So
I had those.
That made no fucking sense to me. Now
what goes in there?
Now, thank you. I need somebody who actually like fucking fucked with this thing for real. So when he puts it in like that, he flicked this thing and said loading, right? And you just kind of put the thing out and you pull it out like a pizza, and you have your movie and it's on the thing, and you flick play and it was right there, just like I'm like what?
Does it read the data off it or something?
But how is it that fast? because it's 1980s. You know what I'm saying? Like
Definitely
he
back in the
literally was.
80s.
He goes like this.
Shit
That's
used to be made
boom,
better back in the day.
and pulled it right out. I'm like, that whole movie just downloaded onto that fucking box
Right.
like that. Wi-Fi's not even that fast. But it was called. I'm gonna pull it up. I text you with it before. I put it in the chat.
No, I
Or the-
remember messing around with those like when I lived in Colonia.
That's so funny. You had. I've never seen that in my life.
I love vintage technology. Like
Yeah.
and like you said, Aaron, like sometimes shit was just built better.
It was built better in the 80s.
A lot of times, like with audio too, like hardwired audio from like if you take like old speakers from like an old stereo system or something like that, like an old vinyl set, you play those fuckers like hardwired in.
Yeah.
Yeah, they still sound crispy, man. Like
Yeah,
with the
this fucking-
with the like Bluetooth stuff and like, you know, things like that. There's too much shit, too much static that gets caught up like in the signals and stuff like
It's
that.
a
So
CED video disc.
CED.
Video
about
disc.
to look
This
it up.
thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Exactly.
So
I
you're telling me
remember
when you
those.
pull it out, nothing went in there.
It says he flicked it onto loading and when he put it in the thing, and then
Blows
when he
my
was done,
mind.
pulled it out, he put it on play. It was that fast. You don't gotta rewind. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. So that was in that example or in that video rather. It's he's putting in Season of the Witch.
Putting
right?
the Season
yeah.
of the Witch, yeah.
Yeah, I like that whole setup he got. Nice
He has a
vibe.
crazy setup. It's the vintage.
That's
setup.
what I'm striving for, brother.
He's even got shit. He's got the Blockbuster rug and everything.
Yeah,
Telling you, bro.
Yeah.
He's got the vintage fucking, not the whole store. He doesn't have the store set
You
up.
guys
But
happen to see Jackie's mantle on Instagram?
I did.
No.
No, I like Jackie P did like
she
this
had
whole-
floating candles.
Yes,
They
she had,
actually
like,
looked really
cool.
cool.
Candles with clear string hanging from the ceiling, so it looked like they were floating over her mantle.
Pretty cool,
Very
actually.
cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Shout outs to Jackie P. I haven't seen Jackie P in fucking years.
Formerly known as Jackie P.
Yep.
Cool. So listen, we're about to hit the break soon.
Yeah.
Before we do, we had no Joey Blue reviews this week. I don't mean to let everybody down because I know we've been
That's
rocking
okay.
with those.
That's okay.
But I'll talk about it on the second half, hitting Monster Mania this
Yeah,
weekend.
Joe's got a
in
lot
Maryland.
going on.
Bonus content coming soon from me and Joey Blue live from Maryland.
Awesome.
I don't know what exactly yet, but we're plotting some things.
Maybe you see some vendors.
Yeah.
The vendor floor.
Yeah, we'll do some recaps and some fun stuff there. So be on the lookout for that.
Ooh.
Again, Monster Mania this weekend, starting on Friday the 13th.
That's so
Very
cool.
cool.
They definitely planned that.
We do have a trailer trash wrap though, so that's
Okay.
good. Before we get into that, just a quick mention. So I can't get into all 31 movies like Joey Blue can. That dude
Oh,
could
the
just
every
he could-
night? Yeah,
every
yeah.
night in October he'll watch a
Oh,
movie,
yeah.
he'll do a review. He's amazing at it. I don't know how he does it, but he can do it.
Yeah.
I cannot sit through that many movies. I just can't.
I
don't-
love
don't have the
movies
mental
too,
capacity
but I
for
can't,
it.
exactly. I can't do it like that.
But I try to watch as many as I can.
Uh-huh.
So I like
Facts.
to dig sometimes in Amazon Prime, their video library, because they have a lot of like, you got to kind of know what you're looking for.
Yeah.
But they have a very obscure library, especially
Yeah, they have
with
some
like
shit.
older horror movies and
Yeah,
stuff.
they have a lot of cool other shows too that people don't have.
For sure. I think it's like one of those underrated libraries
Yeah.
that people just don't dig into, like a Netflix or
Yep.
Yeah.
like a Hulu, something like that. But yeah, like a lot of like 80s old like horror movies, old like trauma movies.
My sister will say into the fucking TV remote free movies, and a big screen comes up with every fucking service they have, and it has every movie like out there that's free that you could just watch.
Yeah.
It's crazy, like, because we have Prime. Like, you'll get, dude, I came in the day, she was watching Class of 1984.
I know you were saying
like,
that's
what the
again like
fuck?
one of those, but they have like a ton of those type of movies on there. So I came across, and you saw it when I told you, The Gate.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
this
Gate's a
was what,
classic.
1980?
80 fucking 4, maybe?
Yeah, whatever, in the 80s. The Gate, I think I've heard
A
of
young
it.
Stephen Dwarf.
I remember
a child Stephen Dwarf.
I remember seeing like the VHS cover,
Yeah.
stuff like that. But I don't remember ever seeing it.
One of my favorites.
And I was pleasantly surprised. I'm like, this is a great like midnight movie.
Yeah,
Having a
dude.
couple beers, turn it on.
Because it's creepy.
It is creepy. It's well done. It's a fun movie.
Yeah.
And I would say definitely see it. And then the second one, which a lot of people like.
I hardly remember.
So I
the
started
second one.
talking about The Gate. People are like, oh, I know The Gate. And I'm like, did you know that there was a second one?
I
A
just
lot of
remember the
people did not
metalhead was in
remember.
it.
Right. So the main character,
He was the metalhead kid from
was
the first
not
one.
in the first. Was not in the second
Do
one,
not
but
know
the
that.
Yeah,
metalhead
Dwarf.
kid-
Stephen Dwarf wasn't in the second one.
Right. So this guy, who was like the side character, the metalhead guy, was the main character
The second one.
in the second
Oh,
one.
I like
Yeah.
that.
But like totally different movie. Like,
Yeah.
it was still around like the same I don't want to give away too much, but like the same problem. Like hell, like
Opened up.
It was very much like a Stranger Things type vibe to it, actually.
But creepier.
Yeah, definitely creepier.
Definitely creepier.
Probably more adult like in the second one versus the first one. And those little fucking
They're creepy, dude.
demons, dude.
Now I gotta watch this because
They're like
no
these
idea.
little clay.
Yeah, they
demons.
they just
and
come
like
up.
this
Yeah,
big and they're like stepping on them. And
they're all over the place. It's a real fucking problem.
The Gate 1 and 2. Check those out.
Classic.
Now,
It reminds me of have you ever seen House?
I was just thinking about.
Reminds me
House.
of the House.
Yeah.
It was the House that did it.
Yeah.
I love House.
There was so many dark fucking like
watching House when I was a kid, it was so scary. But watching it now,
with all the effects, like the effects are so fucking cool. But yeah.
oh, like it's not even scary anymore. But
But it's awesome. That's one of the other ones that reminds me of it reminds me of that
Roger.
that fucking it reminds me of that era of fucking the Gate and shit.
So if you want some 80s, horror that maybe you haven't seen that's a little more obscure, it was for me anyway. Check those out, Gate 1 and 2. And now let's get into trailer trash. Mark, let us know what we're doing this week.
Is that what we're doing?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the fucking name of the movie was. I sent it like a whole week ago.
Yeah.
But I do remember the movie.
So the McCamey Manor.
We've talked about this on the
Monster
last 2 episodes
Monster
ago,
Inside.
something like that.
Yep.
Monster Inside.
Thank you, Frankie, for
Thank
texting
you.
me that. I just
It's
had it
about-
right
to Hulu.
Yeah, it's coming to Hulu. It's about the McCamey Manor shit we've talked about. That fucking insane haunted. Can you call it a haunted house?
Torture House.
Torture house, an
house.
actual torture
Yes.
house, and like the
Yes.
guy that runs
Real
it and
life
shit like
torture
that.
house.
That
And
people sign up to do.
if you just watch the trailer, and you're gonna see how sick and twisted this motherfucker that runs this shit is, and you can tell he's got
Like, I know
other fucking intentions.
You sign like waivers and stuff,
Oh,
but
yeah.
like people in the trailer, it looks like people were saying like stop.
Stop.
But
They-
he
they
still
doesn't
stop.
Yeah,
That's when he starts getting off, man.
yeah, that's when he starts because he's like, you have to say the word, like
Yeah.
you have a safe word you have to say, because regular stop just ain't gonna do it.
It's all part of the show for this.
Yeah, but
Um,
yeah, that's
The story's sick. Like,
He's
yeah.
gonna kill somebody one day.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Yeah, it's a lawsuit waiting to
100%.
happen.
But I wouldn't want to see this because it was about someone who said they won the money and then a whole bunch of other
didn't pay
shit.
him, right,
They
or
never
some
paid
shit.
him. Yep.
Yeah.
Never paid him.
So that's what this is like about.
Like 20,000, I think.
25,000.
If you can get through it, it's like 20,000 or
Yeah,
something like that.
worth
No.
it. Not even worth
It's
it.
not life changing
No,
to the point where
it's 20
worth
grand.
it.
But if you're in a whole like Squid Games and shit, you like 20 grand.
And they
is 20
like torture
grand.
you, like break your fingers,
They really
pull
fuck
out
you
your
up.
teeth.
Yeah,
Like, for
they could do all that,
20,000?
tattoo you, whatever they want
and
to
you
do.
sign a waiver.
And then you could let them just do it.
So that's how they get away with like pretty much everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's good. And there's also a documentary, a free one on YouTube as well that came out. I think.
Yeah,
like,
I remember
back in
that one.
2017
I
or
think it
something
also
like that.
follows like a couple girls that did it too.
Yeah, I think that one's on
and the
YouTube.
guy himself.
Yeah,
So you
and
can
then
see
there
how
was
sick
something
he
else
is.
where like he was featured on like more of like a series with other scare houses. Maybe.
Oh, I think I know what
There's
you're
a
talking
few
about.
things
yeah.
out there on it, but this
The other
one
ones were
looks
very
good.
tame, and his was like,
Yeah,
hello.
yeah.
whatever the fuck this is. But yeah,
See for yourself.
Monster
peeps.
Inside, right? Is that
Yeah.
what we're calling it?
So, very young, I got obsessed with horror. I just think it would be fun to survive a horror movie. But I had no idea what I was getting myself into.
All right, guys, she's doing really good tonight.
I've always loved haunted houses. Growing up, I loved going to them. It's healthy to be scared.
But an immersive horror experience, you can't compare these things together. They're longer, they're more intense.
There's no topic that's off the table.
Everybody's going to wonder the why. The why is different for every individual.
There are people who need challenges. They need risk.
I don't think that this is any different than mountaineers or people that skydive.
I was drawn to it because it was unusual. I thought that this was gonna get me a little bit of fame. But every horror movie has a monster.
I'm the owner and creator of McCamey Manor.
McCamey Manor billed itself as the most extreme haunted house in the world.
Got this, okay? You got it.
I I am here because I want everyone to know the truth on Russ.
You made a big mistake.
Russ McCamey aspired to be an entertainer and became the torturer.
You go to McCamey Manor, you might not make it out.
They drug you.
Your hair may be chopped off.
I was like, how is this possible?
It's a straight up cult. The list is long.
There was a $20,000 money prize.
Some people are enticed by that money.
Today's the day for my McCamey Manor tour.
How bad can it be? Let me go see.
The show's never over with Russ.
Under the law, even if they have signed a waiver, it's a violation of your consent if that control of your consent is actually taken away.
I started to get some weird feelings from Russ.
You have a tired little puppy here.
And that's when it got violent.
How can we stop him?
Please stop, Russ. Please do not come here.
Russ is the great danger. It's not going to shock me if someone dies one day.
Come on, everybody. Come on in.
And we are back for the second half of the Dudecast. We're still all here. The gang is here.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Second half,
and we'll get right into it. So I did mention before the break, this weekend, Monster Mania, Maryland. Very hype. Joey Blue in the building with his wonderful fiance, Connie. And it is going to be a blast. We're going to do some bonus content. We're going to try to film some things.
Nice.
So yeah, man, this time, last time I went, again, it had the Terrifier crew there. So they were, set up the tables where you could do meet and greets. And then they had,
cool.
then they had like little like workshop things and stuff where,
your typical vendors are out there too.
Yeah, your typical
movie guys, art
experience.
people. Yeah, that's the best part of those things, the vendors to me.
So this time, like, there wasn't any like super big attractions, at least for me. But I saw Elijah Wood's going to be
That's
there.
cool.
I'm like, all right, like that's cool. Corey Feldman. They do like after parties. And
I like
stuff. I'm like,
Feldman.
you know what would be a hype if his
I
band
like
played?
Feldman. Oh my god, it'd be hilarious.
That would be a trip.
That'd be
I'm
hilarious.
like hoping.
I'd hang out with Feldman.
I would
though,
too.
like, hey, what's up, dude?
Because he knows what's up.
Oh,
too,
he's
so
woke.
you could have a
He's
good
so woke.
conversation
Oh,
with
yeah.
him.
Oh yeah.
Imagine getting him on the podcast.
Fucking great.
That would be a fucking good get. But I will bring Dudecast cards.
Yeah, it's all you have to do is that.
Yeah.
Hand those out. You never know. So Corey Feldman was the name. I'm like, okay, cool. The chick from Evil Dead Rise, Alyssa Sutherland.
Which
the one
one's
that
that?
Possessed.
The mother.
Yeah,
She was kind of hot for like an older chick. She was all right.
that's another name. And then there's a lot of people, which is like random to me, from Sons of Anarchy.
They do stuff like that.
Like,
I
yeah.
get it.
But
I
for
get
Monster Mania?
I get it. I get
That's
it.
like when what's her face from Sopranos.
Yeah, they'll do people from Sopranos.
What was
at
her name?
Monster Mania. Oh, Chris's fucking girlfriend.
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about, but I'm having a
But
brain
like
fart.
that, this is like not just one person. This is
No,
like
yeah,
almost
I get
all
it.
the sons.
Sometimes they'll
except
do
Jax.
that. Like they'll get like the Warriors crew together from like the movie The Warriors, or like they'll put a movie crew together that hasn't been together in a while, or an old TV show crew. They do that.
Yeah.
Like the Back to the Future one was a big one.
I mean, I'm not necessarily mad because I'm a Suns fan, so I'm like,
it's
oh, it's kind of cool.
I bet you what's his face is there, dude. That was in like The Walking Dead and shit, and Sons. He was Opie in Sons.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I don't think Opie's there, but I know the guy played Bobby, and then like the Irish guy.
Oh yeah, he's on a lot of them.
Yeah.
There's also like level celebrities that ride that circuit.
Oh yeah,
heavy.
Oh yeah,
they ride that fucking. You probably make a pretty good living off that circuit,
Well,
to be honest with you.
Some of them, that's all they got.
I'm just saying
Yeah.
that you probably make a solid living, Second Life, doing like conventions. Adriana, there you go. But like doing like certain conventions, you probably make a nice little extra buck.
Yeah, man.
You get booked to be there. You pay. Everybody's paying for your fucking autograph the whole day.
And then the big draw is like that. It's Friday the 13th, so they
cool.
had to set it up. So they have
to
a
do it.
lot of people from all the
Okay.
past Friday the 13th movies.
They had to do that.
So I think that's dope. I wonder if Kane's gonna be there.
That'd be cool.
Who's Kane?
The wrestler.
The wrestler?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
No.
Oh, Kane Hodder or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Hodder.
But
I was wrong.
I thought
not
it was the wrestler
necessarily
for a second.
because look who is also going to be there.
Oh my God!
Kane, the wrestler.
I knew it. I just called it.
Kane the wrestler is
He's gonna be there.
He's actually going to be there.
Mike Macho Man died. The Nacho Man. We're having a set,
Getting crowded.
This
and
guy's
it's
dying right
set
here.
difficulty.
Having a melt.
Set difficulty over here. We got everybody
set melt.
We got everybody set back up. Everybody together. Everybody in one piece.
Barely. All right.
We lost the fucking football players. They're headless at this point, both of them.
Fucking never forgive Dave for that one. That one's harsh. But yeah, Kane, the wrestler, will also be there, which
nice.
I'm like, you know what? If I'm in the mood like to meet anyone, I think he's only going to be there Sunday. I'm like, it would be pretty cool to meet Kane.
Might be like $50 though.
No.
I don't know.
Well, I'm not
man.
paying $50.
I don't know. There's some that are a little much.
I'm sure you have to pay for a meet.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a couple that I've looked at the price. I'm like, come on.
Yeah,
give me a break.
Yeah, it takes a lot for me to
Dude, Ernie Hudson was like $25.
That's reasonable.
Very reasonable. Nice pick with Ernie. Autograph would have been maybe $30. I'm good with that.
Yeah. So that's it. More to come.
Nice.
Excited for that.
Yeah. Keep eyes out for that footage.
But moving on, staying on the weird and spooky topics,
Yeah,
which of
because
course
it's spooky season.
my favorite season.
It's the best.
I could
It's
do
the
a
best.
whole podcast.
Feels great outside.
October's my
Feels
favorite.
amazing.
We were talking about doing a little segment on odd places, like
A
abandoned
weird-
places that
a
we
weird
visited over
New Jersey
time.
segment.
A lot of them being, weird.
Well,
New Jersey
we are Jersey
locations
centric,
and,
so it has to be repping Jersey. Just like the guy that jumped in Ariel's DMs the other night, you knew he was from Jersey.
Another one.
Just a year. That's how you know. But this great state has a lot of great hidden gems in it, and that's for
And
sure.
we've been to a lot.
There's a lot. There's a lot. In this little tiny state, there's a lot of weird shit going
There
on.
really is. Like, is there a weird book for every state? Like,
yes,
is there a weird
now
New
there
York
is
and like a
for the most
weird-
part,
But
but it
Jersey was
started
first.
with
It started in
it started
Jersey,
here.
right?
Yes, the weird New Jersey thing was here, but like there's weird Pennsylvania now. They gotta make their money, but the original started here, and like we've hit a fair share of like the popular shit. There's no doubt, but then we've also fucking hit our own shit that we found.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll just give you like a little list of places that if you're in Jersey, you might want to check out. You might not want to check out. It might not be worth it. It might be worth it.
All right, where do you want to start?
Well, the one place that's not going to be worth it anymore, but has
Was
to be
at one
talked
time.
about, the Poor Red and Coal docks. And I only bring it up especially because it has to be set out into the airwaves at one point to be recorded this place existed because it
Yeah.
doesn't exist anymore.
This is like one of those if you know, you
you know
type
spots,
deals, man. Yeah.
because now it's been turned into like warehouses and shit. The only thing that still stands is this fucking abandoned crane, which is actually on the cover of a Weird New Jersey, I think. One.
You're right, yeah.
There is a crane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's the fucking.
And how old were you when you?
we were going there,
explored
so
this
when we
place?
were going
years.
there for years, that was all abandoned buildings for years.
Coal docks,
it was
like coal
like
mines.
where they did the coal ships would come in and shit and dump the coal. It was all factories and like rail yards and
All blue-collar
all
shit.
blue Americana. Abandoned Americana shit.
Mhm.
So like this one building we used to fucking play at all the time. We were young fucking kids. It was a fucking like a factory building that had like these big furnaces in it for burning shit, but the furnaces were like broken, so you could climb inside them and like look up, like
that's
climb
scary.
around. Yeah, it's like a lot of shit. So like we used to like go back there and during the day fucking around, at night fucking around. We'd climb the fucking crane. And that shit.
Someone
was-
fell off that
Yeah.
and broke their.
Matt Malika broke his back.
Oh, Hugo too.
Hugo too broke both his legs. Right?
Yeah. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's how dangerous this fucking thing is.
Missing steps going all the
You
way
could climb up.
dude.
You can climb up.
so
It's like 100 feet in the air at least, like 80 feet, maybe 100, probably 100. It's
Now,
fucking tall.
Was it haunted?
That was
just
crazy.
creepy?
That was just crazy shit because it's daredevil shit. Like there's parts where you're climbing up on the fucking ladder and there's no back.
You're
support.
asking for trouble.
And you're just
Yeah.
climbing to
absolutely.
the top. Yeah, there's no easy way out of this fucking in and out of this fucking
It
situation.
was a challenge. It was fun.
But the factory itself, I don't know if it was ever haunted.
Yeah, I'm not
sure. But we did we'd come in contact with some weird shit over there.
Yeah.
Like we took a bunch of photos one time and like we got them like developed. They looked like there was a ton of faces.
It was like early digital camera
yeah,
days.
it was creepy, like dusty, but you see like that looks like a face,
Little
that looks
faces
like
in
a
the
face.
orbs
yeah,
type deal.
So there was like a lot of that. And there was a bunch of different buildings. There was like a medical building. There was that factory building. Then there was this long ass like train building that had the weirdest, like, I guess they stored trains in there at one point in time, but there'd be like these hallways.
Very narrow.
These narrow hallways on each side of the fucking building. And they'd go down fucking deep. And they'd get smaller and smaller and smaller. And you'd like eventually be like almost crawling.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what's the point of this?
Yeah.
What is the point?
So like one day we went down there and we dropped a camera and we left it right down there for like 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Went around, we kept fucking around and doing other shit. We used to take people back there and scare the shit
them.
out of them. Like, we'd scare people bad back there.
I fucked up my hand back there trying to scare someone one day.
Probably Eddie Christ.
I hurt myself.
Yeah. So, like, we fucking come back. We get the fucking video tape after like 2 hours. We bring it home. We rewind the whole thing. We're just watching it to see what comes
Was
up.
it just darkness?
Yeah, it was just darkness.
Uh-huh.
But, like, every once in a while you'd hear something
Weird
kind of
sounds.
weird, like
Yeah.
a weird, like, no, I'm like, that's kind of odd. And then at one point, it looks like somebody like walks across, like it sounds like you can hear a train coming almost. Like it's like, it's
something, yeah.
It sounds like loud, like this is kind of fucking creepy. And then you see like something kind of pass in front of the screen, it looks like. And then like it kind of, the screen gets like blurry and shit, like it gets like weird. And then it stops and gets normal again. And it like kind of looks like somebody walks past the camera, and it's really fucking creepy. It was like one of those videos that you're like,
And
that's
whatever
weird.
happened to that
So
video?
listen to this. This is what makes it even fucking weirder. We never tell my mom about any of this. We're just doing it, right? And we're watching the video at my house, and like, you know, we're just watching at my crib. We're not thinking shit about it. We leave it at my house, and then. Do you remember that time we were watching it, or we were fucking with it, and Jay's hair was starting to fucking like go up in the back of his, like it looked like somebody was playing with the back of Jay's hair when we were watching it. Like his hair was getting, he's like, this is so weird right now. His hair was getting like raised. So like that was a couple times we watched it. I didn't say shit to my mom at all. I'm not thinking about it at all. And then she comes back. I come back one day and she's like, you got some fucking nerve bringing whatever the fuck you brought in this house. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm not even like thinking, I'm like, what the fuck? She's like, there's some fucking weird shit in here now that you're going out. You guys are going out in the fucking woods all the time and coming back. And she's like, what the fuck you bringing in this house? I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, when I was in the kitchen and I was washing the fucking dishes, and she's looking out the fucking kitchen window, and she's like, there's a little fucking girl standing in my backyard. I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, there was a little girl standing in the backyard. And I'd be like, my mom, you're out of your fucking mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're out of your mind. But she goes, no, ask Lynette. She fucking saw it too. So my mom, at the time, my aunt was like still living there, and she had this nurse that would come and stay at the house and like take care of her, hospice shit. So this lady sees it too. And like they're both looking out like the kitchen window or whatever that. And then they go to look out the screen door and there's nobody there. And my mom's like, she's like, there's no one there. And then the lady left, she's like, that was the weirdest shit I ever seen in my life. She's like, I swear to God, there was someone in your fucking backyard. She's like, me and your mother, she's like, your mom is not crazy. Don't think she's crazy. And my mom was freaking out at me, screaming. So I'm like, well, Mom, I don't want to tell you, but like, we got this fucking video downstairs.
Did you tell her?
Yeah. So I tell her, I'm like, well, we kind of got this video downstairs, and it kind of looks like there's a little girl on it. I'm not gonna lie. And she's like, you motherfucking piece of
So you like taped the ring, basically.
Yeah,
And you brought that shit home.
Yeah, she's like, you fucking jerk off. She's like, get that shit out of my fucking house. So that's when I took it to Andy's, and I gave it to Andy, and that's when the shit happened with Jay's hair. Now that I remember it,
and then the tape got worn out.
And then the tape got worn out because
it wasn't playable.
Like, yeah, and then it broke, and we couldn't watch it. And then, but nothing happened after the tape was broken. Nothing ever happened.
How many times you watch it that you wore the tape
A lot.
out?
I mean, we showed it to everybody. We brought it to school.
Yeah. Yo, it was legit. It was like,
one of our
did you see
teachers let
this?
us like play it.
Yeah. I'm like, yo, we saw some ghost shit. Like, that's what it really looked like. And I still to this day think it might have been because of the two instances I saw.
It was interesting,
when
man.
my mom said that shit, because I never told her about it. And afterwards, I tell her about it. She's like, you fucking jerk off.
Yeah.
And then the shit with Jay. Yes, Jay, he'll tell you his fucking hair was like raised on the back of his head. It was creepy.
The way I remember it too was that, you know, the sound. You mentioned the sound.
The sound on the tape.
Very weird. It was like a precursor to what was coming. And then not slowly, like kind of like quickly past the screen, it looks like a little, like the person was like kind of tiny.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It looked like it could be a kid because it was
like
small.
almost like a doll type, like this, like this size.
Yeah.
And it was like the way I saw it was like almost like in a little dress. Like
that's why I said like girl, because I saw dress.
An old time dress or gown or something like that.
And what's even creepier is there was like kids' toys in that thing.
Because that was like the figure.
In the hole.
Made no sense.
Made no sense to the shit that was in there.
But again, homeless people.
Homeless people, a lot of shit. It's so old. And who could have been sleeping in there out of a storm? You never know.
But still,
creepy.
It did feel like it gave off the vibe, at least,
off a vibe for
of
real.
a female child from a different era.
Yeah.
Like, that's all I could say. And,
Interesting.
And listen, again, it could be absolutely nothing.
It could have just been weird coincidences.
Yeah.
My mom could,
It could have been an actual little girl in your backyard.
Exactly. There could have been a little fucking, because like kids live in my neighborhood, it's not impossible. But the way my mom said she was standing there and when she was wearing a dress, I was like, that kind of looks like a dress on the camera, right? Like,
did she look dead, Mom?
Yeah, did she look dead, Mom? No, but the fact that someone else saw it with my mom is what made me believe it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like,
otherwise,
my mom's crazy. My mom's crazy. All right, she's a little nutty. She could have. I saw someone in the yard. Someone was climbing up the tree.
So there's more we want to hit.
Yeah, but this one, sadly, you can't even visit.
Right. Now there's
factories and shit. You could drive to the fucking crane a little bit, but
you can see the water out there
yeah,
still, right?
That's it. But none of the buildings exist anymore.
End of an era.
That, if we want to keep moving, though, that almost will bring me to another one, Skillman. Another one that you can't go to anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't think that one's technically a weird NJ one either.
And I don't know why it's not.
Yeah.
Because it was an abandoned town. It was an entire abandoned town.
Have you ever been or heard of it? It's in New Jersey, Skillman, New Jersey.
It's a park now.
But
it's completely gone.
Oh.
Yeah. But we went there when it was a town. It was an abandoned town. It was so crazy. They had everything.
Hospital, fire
yeah.
station.
Like, how does an entire town just become
disappear.
abandoned?
Yeah, it's nuts. And I don't know why it never made it like on a legit. It has to be on some type of weird NJ thing.
I'm about to look this up.
No, I have a link for it here.
Because we went there, it had we were in the fucking.
So apparently it
like
was
the hospital, like the morgue. It was dark.
It was a custom community for epileptics.
Okay, it was a community for epileptics.
Really?
Yeah.
Like in what
in
year?
1898.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
A village for epileptics at Skillman opened in central New Jersey, the third such institution in the U.S. I guess at that time.
Probably.
So most of the village was demolished in 2007.
But we went earlier than that.
Yeah. Probably like
in high school, so 04.
04-ish maybe. Yeah. But yeah.
We saw it before it was knocked. That's a park now, but it was creepy. Just imagine everything you'd see in a town just abandoned and creepied out.
I mean, the town's probably haunted if it was a
it
was a village for.
We never really got. We only
Yeah.
went. I think once or two. We went a few times actually.
But now, like epilepsy, they have medication for you.
But getting in that,
it. But like, imagine throwing just everyone that had seizures into
in that town.
Jesus.
Yeah. Like we were in the morgue and shit. It was dark. It was dark,
yeah.
dude. Very creepy.
So yeah, another one that you.
I wish you could
unfortunately
check
can't
out.
Visit, but that was good
That
back in
would've
the
been
day.
a cool
Skillman.
visit too, yeah.
I don't know if you can visit almost any of them anymore if you think about it. Well, there's like two on the list you definitely can.
Yeah. So which one you want to hit next?
Let's go with good old Clinton Road.
I thought you were going to go there
because that's one you can actually go to now if you're in New Jersey. Clinton Road.
Still there.
It's still there. I forget the township name.
Is it Clinton?
It might be Clinton.
Clinton is a town.
But it's up, up by Route 23 and shit. It's up there. And it's a long road. It's like 10 miles. It's a stretch. Like, there's a lot of stories of like this and that. Like, there was a truck on our ass. There was no bullshit when we were out there. Like, I'm not sure if we were really getting chased out of there, but there was a truck on our ass.
I think we were.
There was a truck on our ass for real.
And it could have been somebody maybe
fucking with us,
knowing
but there was a
what
truck.
we were doing. Yeah. We were out of town, whatever.
Yeah, because I think that's what some people, I feel like maybe they do that for fun up there.
Like,
and then
I would fuck with people.
Yeah, and I feel like
sure.
people kind of want you to fuck with them when they're up there.
Yeah.
You know, they want to have an experience, I think.
It was an experience.
It was.
I
Remember
thought that
we got out and we did the whole well thing because there's like this thing where like this kid died in this fucking thing. They throw the fucking coin off the bridge.
Dead Man's Curve on Clinton Road.
So like there's like a fucking thing out in the woods you can go see, like an altar, like a fucking like a
dark church.
Yeah, like a real dark church.
Yeah, there's a lot of different side stories there.
Yeah.
A ghost boy you were saying like
the bridge.
Yeah, at the bridge. So I think what'd you say? You have to throw a coin
Throw
or
like
something
a
in there.
quarter or something in the water, and they're supposed to throw it back up.
Yeah.
You know, shit like
There's
that.
a legend of a little boy that'll like push you in the lake or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
He went like I think he got hit by a car. Or he tries to save you from getting hit by a car or something like that. Oh, here it is. So the legend is that if you get out of your car and stand on the bridge, you'll see a quarter drop.
There you go.
And if you bend down to pick it up, the little boy will push you into the lake to save you from being hit by the car. I guess maybe he was the one that got hit by the car.
Yeah. Maybe did he go to pick up a quarter and?
I don't know. Maybe that's a weird little curve, though. I can see someone flying, hauling ass, and hitting a kid over there for sure. Because that road is tight.
I also did lose my entire CD collection.
That's a rough one.
By Clinton Road.
Yeah. Now I know exactly what the problem is. I know where it was too. And I've looked on that highway for the last 15 years. For
Just
that
one of the
shit.
weirdest mysteries of all time.
Pissing on the side of the road, and I know that it was on 287, but it was really deep on 287 before you get to New York almost.
And it just disappeared. Right?
Yeah, it just disappeared.
I feel like I remember that story.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fucking CDs too. that one hurt, man.
Oh yeah. But also up in that, so like Clinton Road. I mean, we had, like I said, an experience. We got chased off of there by somebody. So I say always check out Clinton Road. That's a Jersey staple.
Mm-hmm. Apparently, there's an albino village in the woods there.
That's dark.
Another.
I'm looking at all these entries on Weird NJ right now. Never get out of your car on Clinton Road. One road in New Jersey that's really terrifying. Yes, okay, so this, I do remember a lot of people saying there is a KKK
Yes, that's
tie to
like
this.
a thing, yeah.
Satan worshipping was active around Cross Castle. And
That
the
was-
KKK
that was the
was
dark
also
ultimate
rumored to be
castle.
active in the area. Okay. So never get out of your car. So that was the thing. We're like, we thought we were getting chased by the KKK when we were there.
Yeah. I was like, damn. I'm like, that looks like a white. Someone's like, that's a white hood. Go, he's got a white hood on. It was a truck though. Like
It was,
probably
yeah.
like a dirtbag pickup truck.
Yeah.
Easy.
The good old boy.
Yeah, it could have been the good old boys. Get out of here, you little towny piece of shit.
Apparently, even the aliens like to use Clinton Road.
Oh shit. I believe it. Like I said, it's fucking.
It's a hot spot, man, for paranormal, I guess.
Because it's a very desolate road for a long time. There's not a lot on it. And the houses that on are very creepy.
I mean, there's so many different stories about it. I knew there was like a few different ones.
Yeah,
but
it's like a whole Jersey legend. It's a whole one. So Shades of Death Road.
Shades of Death.
That's the next
Another
one.
one we've done.
That's also Shades of Death Road is the same road that has the lake for Camp Crystal Lake where they filmed the first Friday the 13th. That's
Correct.
on Shades of Death Road.
Correct, which is up in like Blairstown.
Yeah, and that leads Shades of Death Road. It just has a cool name, and it has that
Shades of Death
and it
Road.
has that fucking being the home place of Jason. But it's right up the block from Animal Habitat,
Jungle Habitat.
Jungle Habitat. It's right up the block. It's literally almost across the street.
So Shades of Death Road, we did go. We had an experience.
Did we? I don't remember Shades of Death Road.
I do remember going.
I remember going.
And I remember
going to Animal Habitat afterwards.
There was Jungle Habitat.
Jungle Habitat. I was just saying Animal Habitat. I want to say animal so bad.
I remember there wasn't much. It was just, the sign basically,
Yeah.
It's a novelty. But there was like a guy in like a beaten down trailer type house that had like a gas station attached to it.
Really?
I think we kind of like our car rolled up onto the property and he kind of came out and looked at us or something.
Maybe.
I can be stretching that also. It was like a million years ago.
Yeah, maybe.
However, I do think
that sounds
some type of
kinda
setting
sounds
like
right.
that.
It sounds a little right.
But that's in Warren County. So right in that area. And then like you said, Jungle Habitat, which I think is my favorite one.
It's because
it's a great
big.
story.
It's big.
It's a mystery.
It's huge.
And it's huge. Yeah, there's a lot to
There's
explore.
a lot to explore.
Have you ever heard of Jungle Habitat?
No.
It's abandoned zoo in the woods.
And it was a Warner Brothers product too, I think.
Big time. It was a big. They would just
did it still have the cages?
Yes,
And stuff?
had everything.
The animals were gone though.
How do you know?
So there is
because they left
a
a lot.
backstory.
They left animals behind years ago. That's part of the lure.
But did you walk through it?
Yes.
Did you see animals?
I saw a spider that was unusually big.
The tarantula.
But
bro, it was like this fucking.
The backstory is so it was I think it was like a Warner Brothers production. It had money into it. It was like a Six Flags, but zoo style.
Yeah, and they
big
just
time
let you
attraction.
drive through Like this.
Like, isn't there a safari at
It's Six Flags, but this one was way more immersive. They just let the animals, like the lions and shit, come up to your car and everything.
Don't stick your hand out.
Apparently, went bankrupt, whatever. But apparently, they never let the animals go. Like, when they went
that was
bankrupt,
like part of the lore.
All the animals, and they all like
just left them to die. In
Yeah,
the
but
cages.
exotic animals.
But some adapt. Think about that. Some
But how do
can
they get
adapt.
out of the?
Years of neglect and fucking just the shit wearing down. Eventually, you're gonna climb out.
Yeah, but do they survive long enough to
Maybe.
make it?
Maybe some
they're
do.
not getting fed, or
No, but maybe
like
some-
they're eating each other cannibal style,
or they're mating and like babies,
or just coming.
Or, like they could get through it. Like
They're getting
we're talking
through.
about monkeys.
That's
Yeah,
true.
talking
That's
about
true.
monkeys
They
here.
could, like,
Yeah.
get out somehow.
Mountain lions that can climb. Like lions can climb on shit, and so can mountain lions and shit.
But that's crazy. Like abandoning exotic animals
Just in the middle of the woods.
animals in general.
Yeah.
But so it's very eerie. Like going through there in the middle
you
of the
get
night.
a very weird vibe the entire time because
Yep,
you're like,
it's very
am I
uncomfortable.
alone out here? Like, am I really alone in
There's
these
a
woods?
lion watching.
Yeah, I feel like I'm sitting in like a raptor cage.
Yep. That's
About
what
to
it felt
get
like the
fucking
whole time. And remember,
picked by a
our
dinosaur.
fucking flashlight died. Remember that?
Yep. That
I'm-
big ass spot.
I'm like, fuck.
Oh yeah.
We
yeah,
had that.
yeah.
First of all, we're driving around the parking lot because it's up on this weird road. We pull up, you see the gates. So we opened the gates because they were like fake locked.
Yeah.
We opened the gates and then we closed them and we fake locked
It
them so it looked like we were like no one was there.
Most of the animals were
Yeah.
rehomed.
Rehome most.
Most of them.
Yeah, that's right. Not all. So it's just like you said, you get a weird vibe, and it's cool to like imagine exploring an abandoned zoo in the middle of the night.
Yeah, it's creepy, man.
And being able to walk through all the fucking
And it's so big, you get lost. You could get lost.
you can
in there.
easily get lost because it's the entire theme park still intact. So like you're walking through the whole shit, and it's been overgrown by the fucking nature by now because
it says
it ended
that
in the
nature
'60s.
It closed in 1976.
Yeah.
It was open from 72 to 76.
Yeah, so think about that. It's been
Short
not
run.
touched since the 80s.
Short
But if you
run.
go there, I suggest bringing all the flashlights and like
And there's also UFO
bug
activity.
spray.
out there.
Oh yeah, because of where it's at.
Yep.
It's in a high point. It's by an airport.
I don't think I'm gonna be far from there actually. Once I
No,
move.
probably not. That'd be cool to check out some shit like
Revisit.
that again. Revisit the tat.
Does it still exist?
I think it does.
It says it's part of Long Pond Ironworks State Park.
Oh, let's say I wonder,
Whatever
but
that means.
Yeah.
that shit was probably one of the cooler places I've checked out. Because
Agreed.
remember, like Jay had the big fucking light,
Yep.
and he was like shining it while we're driving. He's like, "There it is," and we found the entrance. It was just like a fucking tunnel.
It's so cool,
It was
yeah.
just like a tunnel in the middle of the woods.
And you're like,
oh shit,
through.
that's
Yeah.
it. And you walk through and you walk
Theme park
into like a
style.
theme park, and it's all overgrown. It's nuts.
That's cool as
Like I
shit.
said, it's like walking through like a Jurassic Park, like high budget haunted house, but it's completely nature, overgrown, and it's fucking awesome. So check that shit out if you can.
And I say we leave it at that one.
Yeah.
For now, it's
I
about
say
that
we end it. It's about
time.
time. My ass is killing me. I know it's
You
time.
know
I
it's
know
about
it's
that
time.
But I know we visited more. If I think about it, God,
Yeah.
that was so much
There's
fun.
yeah. There's more out there.
We
There's
never
more
really got
stories.
caught either.
No, we were very
We're
good
pretty
at getting
good.
away.
Get
Yeah.
chased out.
Yes,
Yeah, oh
few
yeah.
places.
Oh, yeah.
We were very good at getting away.
Yeah.
We had good
There's like a
escapability
huge group
skills.
of you all
Uh-huh.
trying to run.
Oh yeah.
That happened once. I remember
Marlboro.
Marlboro, Staten Island at one time.
Yep.
I hopped.
at the
I lost my
cemetery.
favorite fucking Dodgers hat
Yep.
hopping that fence.
Yep.
Like 30 people hopping a fence, getting in 3 big ass trucks. But yeah, fucking on that note, it's time to wrap it up.
Alrighty,
Episode 33. Do we have anything else? So that's it. We
no,
done?
Harry, just send us off.
Oh, okay. Oh, I got the burp skis. Oh.
Before you do
lady.
anything else today, get online and go to allstarvintage.shop to check out their ever-evolving vintage sports apparel collection. Discover a curated collection of vintage sports apparel that celebrates the passion of sports enthusiasts and vintage lovers. If you want to check out more of the Dudecast, I know you do, follow us on Facebook at Dudecast420, on TikTok at The Dudecast, and on Instagram at _Dudecast.
That's right.
As always, our show is produced by Chop Sports Media and is available to watch for free via the Chop Sports Media YouTube channel.
Baby.
And don't forget the audio version streams on all major platforms, including the premier streaming podcast network.
That's right.
Good job, Junk.
That's what we
Well,
pay
that's
the
it,
bird lady the
folks.
big bucks for.
That's right.
But yeah, that was a nice little welcome to October episode. We're going to get scarier and spookier this month.
Ooh, yeah.
So Keep it locked and loaded, everybody. Take it fucking sleazy.
We out.